Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Blind Assassin, a novel by Margaret Atwood. The story actually comes in three narratives, and all the three narratives are in the same novel. In the beginning, we find Iris Chase Griffin, who is one of the few surviving members of the once wealthy Chase family who lived in Port Ticonderoga, which is in Canada. In the beginning of the novel, we find her preparing to present a creative writing award endowed in memory of her deceased sister Laura. And she is the honorable author of the novel within a novel, and she is also named as the blind assassin. Now, close to death herself, Iris decides to write an account of her family history with particular focus on her sister and herself. This memoir, interspersed with scenes from Iris's life as an elderly woman, forms the backbone of the novel. The second and third narrative threads both unfold within Laura's novel, which we finally learn that it was also written by Iris herself. In it, two unnamed lovers carry on a secret affair, with occasional spats arising from the couple's very different backgrounds. Because the woman comes from a wealthy and a privileged family, while the man comes from a socialist principles and is on the run from the police. The man also makes money writing pulp fiction, which forms the basis of the story within a story. And over the course of their affair, the man tells the women a story about a fantastical city called Shakil Nom, and the love story that unfolds there between a blind assassin and a mute, actually a sacrificial virgin. Iris's grandfather, Benjamin Chase, makes a fortune after establishing a button factory in Port Ticonderoga, but experiences personal tragedy when two of his sons die fighting in World War I. His surviving heir, Norval Chase, returns from war traumatized, and Norval's long-suffering wife, Liliana, dies while her daughters Iris and Laura are still young girls. The Chase sisters grow up burdened by their family's glamorous legacy, which begins to crumble as the years go by. The family struggles to make ends meet during the Great Depression, and the button factory is partially destroyed in an act of arson. In an effort to keep the business afloat, Norval arranges for Iris, who was only 18 years old, to marry his competitor Richard Griffin. Griffin, however, shuts down the Chase factories, and Norval drinks himself to death shortly after the marriage. Iris's marriage to Richard is unhappy and abusive. Not long after the couple returns from their honeymoon, Iris begins an affair with Alex Thomas, who is a young socialist. She and her sister had helped shield from the authorities a year earlier. Laura comes to live with Richard and Iris after Norval Chase's death. Laura has behavioral problems at school, and her relationship with Richard is strained, which results from Richard's sexual abuse of his teenage sister-in-law. Laura has a long track record of eccentricity, however, so Iris does not notice what is happening at the time. The situation comes to a head when Richard and his sister, Winfred, have Laura committed to a mental institute after she claims to be pregnant. Several years later, Iris meets with Laura, who eventually managed to secure her release from the asylum. Laura still does not explicitly say that Richard raped her, but she does talk about a sacrifice she made on behalf of Alex, with whom she was also in love. When Iris reveals that Alex is dead and that she herself had been having an affair with him, Laura steals Iris's keys and dies when she crashes her sister's car. Immediately after this, Iris finds notebooks revealing that Richard was blackmailing Laura into sleeping with him by threatening Alex's safety. She separates from her husband as a result of this knowledge and then writes and publishes The Blind Assassin under her sister's name, leading Richard to commit suicide. Winifred, however, manages to gain custody of Iris's daughter Amy, who dies young after a troubled life of drug addiction. The novel within a novel is actually an account of Iris's affair. It traces their relationship through the Spanish Civil War, which Alex travelled overseas to fight in, up to his death in World War II. It also tells the story of how, in Shakil Non, the blind assassin falls in love with the temple maiden he was supposed to kill, helping her escape from the city. The couple then comes across an army marching on Shakil Non, but their ultimate fate is unclear. The man telling the story favors a sad ending, whereas his lover wants a happy one. Either way, however, the city itself appears to fall to the invaders who kill everyone living there. Iris has been living in hope of one day seeing her granddaughter Sabrina, who is traveling overseas at the time the novel opens. Iris's heart gives out before this reunion can take place. But Atwood, the writer of the novel, implies that Sabrina will soon learn the truth about her family and her heritage via the documents that Iris has bequeathed to her. And here ends the story. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.